You know that feeling when you're trying to speak English and you're doing those mental gymnastics,
Mm-hmm.
constantly translating back and forth in your head before you even say anything.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like running with weights on, like you said.
Exactly. It slows you right down, feels clunky.
It really does.
But imagine if you could just skip that step. Just think directly in English. That seems like the key, doesn't it?
It really is. It's a fundamental shift,
Mm-hmm.
the one lots of learners are aiming for. Because that reliance on translation, it creates this bottleneck.
Bottleneck, right.
Yeah, and it doesn't just affect speed. It hits the natural flow, how expressive you can be.
It's like you lose something in the translation, literally.
Precisely. You lose that immediacy, the nuance.
Okay, so that's exactly what we're digging into today. We found this really interesting YouTube video. It's from the English with Me channel
Okay.
called Watch This to Start Thinking in English Easily Part 1. And our mission here for this deep dive is to pull out the key strategies from that video, give you, the listener, some really concrete ways to start, bypassing that inner translator.
And just start thinking directly in English.
Yeah, exactly. So your English speaking feels less like a chore, more natural.
And what's great about this source, this video, is how practical it is. It's very step-by-step.
Not just theory, then.
No, not at all. It gives you tangible things, techniques you can use, like, right now.
Perfect. Okay, let's get into it. So the video starts by tackling the main problem head on, this habit of translating. And it uses a good example, like, think about your best friend.
Okay.
If I asked you to describe them in English, your instinct might be to think of words in your native language first.
And then search for the English version.
Right. And the video points out that's just, it's inefficient.
Totally inefficient. Takes up mental energy, time.
Yeah.
And the English that comes out can sound a bit, translated, a bit stiff sometimes.
Stiff, yeah. Or too literal.
Exactly. The goal is to go straight from the idea, your friend, their personality, right to the English words.
So how do you even start making that jump? It sounds kind of big.
Well, the first strategy they suggest is surprisingly simple.
Oh, yeah.
It's just about silently naming objects around you. In English, obviously.
Silently naming things.
Yeah. You look around your room, you see a lamp. Instead of your word for it, you just think lamp. You see a window, you think window.
Just in your head. No need to say it out loud.
Not at this stage, no. The key is just thinking the English word. Mentally labeling things.
Okay, I get that. It's like building little connections.
Precisely. It's a low-pressure way to create direct links between the things you see and the English words for them.
Bypassing your native language for those items.
Exactly. You're training your brain to have that English label ready to go instantly.
That makes a lot of sense. And the second strategy, does it build on that?
It does, yeah. It moves from single words to, really simple sentences. The video suggests doing self-talk. Little bits of internal monologue, but in simple English, about what you're doing.
Self-talk. Like, I am walking to the kitchen.
Sort of, yeah. Or, okay, gonna make some coffee now. Or maybe, where are my keys? Just little thoughts that pop into your head.
Ah, okay. Framing them in English consciously.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is where you really start to weaken that translation habit. You're practicing forming English thoughts, however simple, in real time as you live your day.
Even if it's just inside your head.
Especially then.
Yeah.
Grammar doesn't have to be perfect at this point. It's about getting comfortable, getting familiar with thinking in English internally.
I like that the video calls them tiny sentences. Sounds less intimidating.
It does, doesn't it? You're not trying to write a novel in your head.
Right. Just those small, everyday thoughts.
Mm-hmm. And doing that consistently, even with basic stuff, makes English feel more immediate, more part of your actual day.
Okay, so silent naming, then simple self-talk. What's the third technique?
The third one involves visualization, how you picture words.
Visualizing words. How does that work?
So when you think of an object, let's say an apple,
Okay, picturing an apple.
the video suggests you consciously try to picture the word apple, A-P-P-L-E, alongside the image.
Ah, instead of picturing the word for apple in my own language.
Exactly that. You're trying to forge a direct link between the visual image and the English word itself.
So you're using your visual memory.
Right. Linking the image directly to the English spelling
Right.
reinforces the connection in a different way. It bypasses some of the translation pathways.
Interesting. Okay, so visual association. Then there was a bonus tip too, right?
Yes, and it's a really important one, I think. Keep it simple.
Keep the English simple.
Yeah. Don't get bogged down trying to use really complex vocabulary or fancy sentence structures. especially at the
But
beginning.
isn't fluency about knowing lots of words?
Not necessarily, no.
Hmm.
The video makes the point that using simpler English actually makes thinking in English easier.
Okay.
And if thinking is easier, you learn faster, you practice more. Focusing on simplicity reduces the cognitive load.
The mental effort.
Exactly. You can form thoughts quicker with language you know well. Fluency is more about using the language you do have easily and quickly, not just having a huge vocabulary list.
That's actually quite encouraging. Don't aim for perfection straight away.
Right. Aim for function for communication.
Okay. The video then had some, like, practical exercises.
It did, yeah. There was a quick recognition
Yeah.
part.
Oh, yeah, with the pictures flashing up.
Images appear, and you just have to immediately think of the English word. Chair, book, tree, whatever it is.
And the goal is speed.
Speed and automaticity. It forces your brain to react in English. No time for that translation detour.
Building that reflex.
Exactly that. Making the English word the immediate response.
Okay, and after the pictures, there were questions.
Yeah, 4 simple, common questions. Things like, do you like pizza?
Okay, yeah.
Where do you live?
Yeah.
Tea or coffee? And what did you eat for breakfast today?
Everyday stuff. So what's the exercise there? Just answer them.
Mentally, yes. Think the answer in English as quickly as you can. Again, the focus isn't on a brilliant answer, but on the speed of thinking it in English.
So even if the answer is just yes or coffee or toast.
Absolutely. It's about training your brain to process the question and formulate an English response naturally, like you would in your own language for such simple things.
Right, building that quick response muscle.
Mm-hmm.
And the video really emphasizes consistency, doesn't it? Doing these things regularly.
Yeah, that's the core message. Daily practice. Even just a few minutes of this kind of mental workout each day.
It makes the shift happen gradually.
It suggests that, yes,
Yeah.
your brain starts to default to English thinking more often with less, conscious pushing.
And the nice thing is, these techniques seem easy to fit in.
They really are. You don't need a textbook or a special time. You can name objects while you're walking around.
Have those little internal chats while you're making lunch.
Visualize the words when you see things. It's about weaving it into your day.
Making English thinking just part of the background noise of your mind, almost.
In a good way, yeah.
Okay, so just to quickly recap the main strategies for you listening.
Right.
First, silently name objects in English.
Right. Just mentally label things around you.
Second, that simple self-talk throughout the day. Little internal sentences in English.
Narrate your actions simply.
Third, consciously picture the English word when you think of an object.
That visual link.
And fourth, maybe most importantly at the start, embrace simple language. Don't overcomplicate it.
Keep it simple, keep it flowing. These are really foundational steps.
And if you practice them consistently, the idea is they help break down that translation habit.
Yeah, paving the way for speaking more fluently, more naturally.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? Like, what if you pick just one of those, maybe the silent naming, and really try to do it for a few minutes every day this week? How might that start to change things for you?
Yeah, which one feels like the easiest starting point for you? It's definitely worth considering.
A little self-reflection there.
And it's also worth noting, the video mentioned this is part 1.
Ah, so there's more.
Apparently, yes. It suggested a part 2 would look at thinking in English in different, maybe more complex situations.
Okay, so if you find these initial steps helpful, there's potentially more to explore down the line.
Seems like it. More ways to build that direct, intuitive English thinking.